If you haven't figured it out yet, football is my favorite thing.
I'm telling you, football actually, and I tell people all the time, I think it is the most beautiful sport ever created. Because it is like, it's this perfect mix of like physicality and also like genius. And it's physics and also it's like arts. I mean, it's really pretty amazing.
Hey there, how are you?
I am good. It is good to see you. It is good to see you. And I am so happy to be having this conversation with someone who I just respect and admire so much, the remarkable president of SEIU, April Verrett.
It's great to see you, Governor. So I'll gush on you for a second. There's a handful of leaders that I can say I truly vibe with, that I know I am in lockstep with, the vision that we have for working people in this country and how we build power for working people in this country to make life better for all of us. And the work that you are doing in Maryland is a real model for how we transform our entire country. So thanks so much for your leadership. I come from a really working class, background. I was raised by my grandmother after both of my parents died when I was very young. And so though I grew up on a union, benefited from a union, did not ever dream that organizing would be my life and my path, there was an opportunity. 23 years later, here I am. The way that I make good on the debts that I feel like I owe them is by changing the world and ending poverty.
I love that. I love that. Like, it's personal.
Yeah.
My father died in front of me when I was 3 years old because he didn't get the healthcare he needed.
Yeah.
And it was his union that paid for his funeral.
Wow.
And helped my mom when she then became instantaneously an immigrant single mom who was now going to raise 3 kids on her own. So when she needed it most, it was his union that saw us and protected us. And so it's, you come to this work with the idea that, you don't forget who you're fighting for when the people who you're fighting for look real familiar. I think one of the things it's also done is it shaped the urgency that I have with the work, right? It's like, I actually keep a clock on my desk that counts off how many days that I have left in my first term. It just serves as this constant reminder that if today didn't matter, you've wasted the day.
Imagine what we can produce, right? Whether it's, creating a real system for educating our young people that gets the best out of every single one of them, or a healthcare system, right, that allows everyone to be as healthy as we possibly can, physically and mentally and emotionally, right? If we're able to create enough real good jobs, right, that people can work one job and give it their all, right? What we are able to produce together, I just think creates an unprecedented amount of potential that we're leaving it on the table.
And what are you hearing from a lot of your members as they're preparing for Tuesday?
So I have been saying that this election is not just about the names that are on the ballot. The candidates are important, and no one is more excited to do the work to get Vice President Harris and Governor Walz elected, but they're just a piece of this, right? This election is about us. Part of what's so wonderful about her leadership is that she really, I believe, is creating space for all of us to lead together.
Are we going to have a partner inside the White House who actually sees us, who understands us, who has a history of fighting for working families, who has a history of actually fighting for unions?
How does she have real partners, right? Like you, we're going to elect a senator in Maryland who is going to be a partner to her in Angela Alsobrooks. And I cannot wait for the day that we see these two amazing women who just happen to be Black, right? But these two amazing leaders that just happen to be women, like, step into their roles.
I'm so excited about this. She's going to make a great senator. Sometimes we'll talk to young people, and what's really interesting is that I think about our race for governor. It was fueled by young people. Sometimes you'll hear people say, like, well, it doesn't really matter, and this person's no different from that person, this and that, and how who sits in that seat doesn't really impact my life.
Right. I think that this young generation of folks in our country care so much and have strong beliefs, right? And they want agency, and take it. It is yours. Get in the game, right? Don't sit this out.
It's the type of thing where it's also like the ultimate team game. because I don't care if you are the best quarterback that has ever graced a football field. If you have a bad offensive line, you're not going to make it past week 2, right? So it's like, it is the ultimate team game in terms of how everybody needs each other. So go vote. Don't vote alone. Make sure all your people have their voting plans as well. Make sure they vote smart. Do not waste your vote. And I thank God for you, Madam President. I really do. I thank God for your leadership. I thank God for the organization and all the work that you're doing, not just in Maryland, even though I am biased and impartial. I'm partial, I should say. But I really am grateful for everything you're doing for the whole country. And this moment's going to matter, and your fingerprints going to be all over it.
Well, right back at you, and I cannot wait for us to celebrate. I'm going to make my way to Annapolis, and we're going to eat some crab. With some Old Bay.
There we go. We ready.
And we going to celebrate that part. All right. You take good care.
God bless you.
God bless you.